The reporting service collects information about the quality of document processing as well as ABBYY FlexiCapture performance. Reports generated by the service will show you how many documents have been processed straight through, how many documents have been verified, and how much time has been spent on their verification. The reporting service is set up for the current FlexiCapture system, so let's see how it works. Several FlexiCapture projects were already uploaded to the server, so now we'll process documents through them. We import batches to each project and then go to the verification station. Let's start with the Receipts project. Several documents in the batch require verification. The verification operator checks fields and line items and closes the task. Then, in the Administration and Monitoring console, you can see that the batch status is changed to Processed. This means that data about this batch was sent to the reporting database, and statistics can now be calculated. Go to the Verification Quality Report table and refresh data. The connection to the reporting database is already specified. The Receipts project appears in the list. In the Summary report, we can see how many documents were processed straight through and how many documents required verification. The Verification Reasons report shows that there were no documents with fields requiring verification, rule violations, or assembly errors. The Fields Errors report shows the exact fields that required verification. Field name can be expanded to show field values. Verification status can be filtered. For example, we can see that 2 documents required verification for the expense type filled with the value General Retail. 4 documents didn't require verification for the General Retail expense type. The Business Rule Violation and Document Assembly Errors reports are empty now because there were no such errors during the Receipts project verification. Let's open the Field report and refresh the data. This report shows how many fields required verification, which of them had modified regions, and which had modified values. Expand the Receipts section name. Almost all fields were recognized with 100% precision and recall value, but there are some issues with line items. If we expand the line items group, we can see that fields required a region modification, which decreased recall and precision values for those fields. Now let's process documents for the Account Statement Assembly project. The first task has assembly errors. Also, some fields need verification. The second task has prices and letters. Some fields need to be verified too. Also, we have an unprocessed task for the classification project. Some documents were classified with high confidence, but incorrectly, so another document definition has to be applied. Some documents need assembly change and field verification. When the tasks are processed, we can return to the Verification Quality Report and refresh data. The account statement and classification projects appear in the summary list, and 100% of the documents were processed with verification. Let's jump to the Business Rule Violation Report. Rules were violated for the letter document. You can see the rule type that caused an error, and filter rules in the list. For example, exclude assembly rule violations from this report. Go to the Document Assembly Errors report. You can see here what rule type was violated and how many documents had assembly errors. Let's see changes in the Field Extraction Quality report. It shows that fields from the first page of the account statement document definition had region modifications. You can expand the section name and see exactly which group or field name required modification. Also, some documents from the classification project required field region modification. The total number of processed fields and combined statistics are available too. Let's open the document type classification report. We can see that in all three projects, there were no documents with uncertainly classified pages. But if we jump to the page classification report, we can see that some sections in the classification project were changed. We can compare the auto-detected and result sections, and they can be sorted. There are pages that were detected as QA report documents, but were changed during verification to price documents. These reports are configured, but you can add additional fields to any table if necessary. For example, if we open the pivot table fields list, we can add an additional column that shows if the page type was changed or not, and use it as an additional filter. For the document type classification report, we can add operator's name and stage name to the table. It shows the operator who processed this document and what stages this document came through. Now you know what setting up the reporting service looks like, as well as general reporting table operations.